Hey YouTube, Spawny here. And tonight I have a deck profile for you. It is an update on my shaddolls build, next challenger, or new challengers. I always want to call it the next challengers or whatever, but I honestly don't know what that's called. But anyway, it's out now, so Quill Art sort of thing, and Burning Abyss, and got more support, and this deck got a little bit of support, but there's like only one support card that's really worth playing. So I'm going to show you the updated build now, so let's dive into that. So first off, playing 3 Shaddoll Dragons, because we need to have, he's 19 beat stick, and so he pops the pendulum scales too, and pops back row, so overall, he's the only one I feel it's worth playing 3 of. 2 Shaddoll Falcos, because you need 2. 1's not enough. You definitely need 2. 3's too many, though. But, he's the one who sets himself when he's sent, and if he's flipped, he, specials a Shaddoll from grave and face down defense. 2 Shaddoll Beast. I've considered 3 Beast. I just don't have space for 3. 3 can be a little bit cloggy if you open up with like 2 Beast, but yeah, so but 2 works fine. You definitely need at least 2 of him. 2 Hedgehog, because we want to have quick ways to our fusions, and we want to have ways to draw Shaddolls out of the deck. So 2 of him's good, and 1 Squamata. I had to cut the Shaddoll count somewhere, so this is really the only one that you can cut, in my opinion. You can get away with playing less than 2 of. So yeah, that's the Shaddoll part. Playing the 3 card Lightsworn engine in the form of 2 Raidens and a Lila. At first I wasn't really a fan of it, but I was talking to one other person on my team on DNF that sometimes plays Shaddolls. She plays a multitude of other things. And we were kind of talking about it. I was like, I don't really like the luck aspect of it, and there's still times I don't like the luck aspect of it, but overall, after testing, like, it works. It's better than Mathematician right now, in my opinion. Plus, if I was playing Mathematicians, I'd have to play I'd have to play 2 Squamatas again, and I just don't want to. So this works. Plus, Lila's kind of cool because it pops back rows, and this allows me to make Scrap Dragon because he's a level 14er. And I really like that aspect. Scrap Dragons won me games, so yeah. Playing the count that I get a lot of hate for of 3 white dragons and 1 black dragon. And a lot of people are like, well, why aren't you playing 2 and 2, or why aren't you playing like 3 and 2 or whatever? I don't like seeing this card in my opening hand. I'd rather search this card. And like, even when there's like times where I want Black Dragon or something like that, there's always a way. There's usually a way I can summon this and then get it off the board in the same turn to search this. To get like banish my Eclipse Wyverns or whatever. So yeah, that hasn't really been a problem. I like 3-1 count. I want to see this one more than I see this one, so 3-1's been a good count. 1 Wyvern and 1 Dad, because Dark Arm Dragon's the best card in the deck. The amount of stupid things I've done with Dark Armed is so ridiculous. I don't know why people didn't play this card in Shaddolls all along. This card like wins me so many games. I cannot tell you the amount of times, YouTube, that like I've dropped this card, popped their entire board, and then swung for a game. Yes, I played in 3 different locals on Saturday, and I shit you not, I opened this card like 11 times, and it just destroyed everything. Like, this card wins you games. I've popped my opponent's entire board and like swung for a game with like Construct Abyss and something else. Like, it makes OTKs, and that's why I really like this 2-card engine for these 2 cards, because this just, oh my god, it's so good. And then to round off the monsters, we're playing a Chaos Sorcerer and a BLS. So, because BLS is pretty fucking good, and this is cool too. So that's the monsters. We play 21 monsters. Spells. We have 3 Shaddol fusions because we want to be able to fuse. I think this card's better than its counterpart, El Shaddoll Fusion. El Shaddoll Fusion's still good, but I like this card better solely because Burning Abyss can't win without going into their extra deck, so I want to see this more than I see this against Burning Abyss. Because that deck has to go in their extra deck to win, and I love it when my opponent goes into their extra deck, because then I can fuse from deck. So yeah. But I usually side one of these out against Cool Arts, just because that deck doesn't ever use their extra deck. So I like a 3-2 ratio of Shaddoll Fusions to El Shaddolls. 3 MSTs, I shouldn't really need to explain this. Pendulums are a deck. Or Quill Arts are a deck, rather. Allure, because draw power. I've almost considered taking this out, because I side it out every game. But whatever. Foolish, because it's foolish. Dumping stuff in this deck's amazing. Super Poly, I don't even need to explain that. That's the spells. Play 11 traps. We play 3 Sinister Shadow games because this card's ridiculous. Again, I shouldn't need to explain that. 3 trap stones because I like this over Denko Sekka right now. I'm getting talked into trying Denko Sekka again. The first time I didn't like it as much, but I don't know. I just feel like this chain ability and like stuff is just kind of cool. So I don't know. It works just as well in my opinion, but you'll probably hate on me for that. But whatever. And then the last 2 traps, obviously, 2 Vanity's Emptiness because it's like the best trap of the format. So that's the main deck. 40 cards. Side deck. There's 1 proxy in here. Well, it's kind of a half proxy, but whatever. 2 Majesty's Fiends. Because it's a game winner against Artifact Shaddolls. I don't know why people like that deck. It bricks so much, but whatever. People like it. I'm gonna beat it. Thunder King, because Thunder King's great. Stellar Knights are still halfway relevant, so this card just kind of wins the match. 2 Diffusions, because we want to have cards for the mirror match. An Anti-Spell Fragrance and a Spell Shattering Arrow. This is going to be a second Anti-Spell Fragrance, but these are actually kind of hard to find, so I only was able to find 1, so I'm just playing this until I get a second one of this, but this is going to be another one of that. But you just flip this card against Quill Arts while they have no pendulums out, and if they don't have the MST, they're going to lose that game. Because you can't set stuff in the pendulum zone, so if they don't have the MST, they're losing that game. 2 Fairy Wind, because, again, we want to be able to beat Quill Arts, and this destroys their pendulum scales and also deals with their skill drain. 2 Blackhorns, because this Quill Arts can go for Pendulum 5, and then you flip this and they lose their entire board. Mind Crush, because it's good against Burning Abyss, and it's good against Stellar Knights, and it's good against Quill Arts, because Stellar Knights go Deneb, Search Altair, like Mind Crush, get out of here. Burning Abyss go Scarm, Search Tour Guide, they loot, you go Mind Crush Tour Guide. Quill Arts go Summoner's Art into Tool, you're like Mind Crush the Tool, or they tool for something and you get rid of it. Disc, etc. And then the last 2 cards, 2 Chain Disappearance, because we want to beat Burning Abyss, because that deck's really annoying. It's the deck I lose the most to is Burning Abyss, but it's kind of one of those decks where you just like, if they have everything, you can't really do much. So that's the side deck, and then my Sexy Sleeves extra deck. I'm playing 15 Akinos because it's really good this format. Just kidding. 3 Construct, because it's staple right now, and especially in this build. 2 Windows. I don't ever really I make this card like maybe once every little bit, but ultimately you make Construct more in this deck. I make one of this, but I never really make two. But there's been like 1 or 2 times I've actually made both. So you still play two, but I've considered cutting this to one. If there was something else I needed to put in this extra deck, I might cut it to one. Armades for my level 5, Yugioh for my level 6. I make this a lot. Arcanite Magician, Italian. Because if you get this off, you can like pop stuff, and it's kind of good. Black Rose because board nukes are great, and Scrap Dragon because this card's won me games. For Xyz we play Abyss Dweller for Mirror Match and Burning Abyss. Laval Chain because dumping stuff is fun and stacking BLS is great. Excite on Night because board wipes are amazing. I've actually done where I've gone into, against Quillards, I've gone into this, wiped their entire board, set anti-spell fragrance, and passed, and then flipped it, and they've just, like, been like, well, I lost. Castell, because it's Castell, and 101 because this card's still amazing. I don't know why people say this is better than this. I think this is the better card, but whatever. They're both really good. So that's the deck. Thanks for watching, YouTube. I'm going to locals tomorrow night and the night after that, and then Saturday. I did really well last Saturday. I played in 3 locals. I came top 8 in the first one, and then the last 2 I finished 2nd and 3rd. So yeah, thanks for watching, YouTube, and have a good night.